Are you ready to be inspired? Today, we're diving into the incredible journey of Sylvester Stallone, a true underdog who turned failure into triumph with his iconic film Rocky. This is a story about resilience, determination, and the power of belief. Before we dive into Sylvester Stallone's incredible journey, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you believe in the power of perseverance. And for more inspiring stories that can transform your life, let's get started. Early life, overcoming hardships. Sylvester Gardenzio Stallone was born on July 6, 1946, in New York City. His childhood was far from easy. He faced difficulties right from birth when complications during delivery caused paralysis to part of his face. This left him with a droopy look on the left side of his mouth, tongue, and chin, contributing to his slurred speech. This distinctive feature would later become one of his most recognizable traits. Stallone's upbringing was filled with struggles. His parents had a tumultuous relationship, and he was often caught in the middle. His father was strict and demanding, while his mother pushed him to work hard but in a non-supportive way. Because of this instability at home, Stallone struggled in school both academically and behaviorally. He was expelled from several schools and eventually dropped out. Despite these early setbacks, Stallone discovered a love for acting. Though he lacked formal training, he was drawn to the idea of telling stories, making people feel something, and transforming his struggles into characters on screen. The hustler in Hollywood, endless rejections. In the 1970s, Stallone moved to New York City to pursue an acting career. However, he found that the road to stardom was more challenging than he had ever imagined. For years, he faced constant rejections from casting directors. His unique appearance and speech impediment made it difficult for him to land any significant roles. He was told time and time again that he didn't have the right look or sound to be a successful actor. Life became incredibly tough for Stallone during this period. He was so poor that he had to sell his dog, his best friend, for $25 just to afford food. This was a heartbreaking decision for Stallone, but it was a testament to how dire his circumstances had become. He was running out of hope, money, and reasons to keep pushing forward. The turning point, inspiration from a boxing match. The turning point in Stallone's life came when he watched the legendary boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner in 1975. Wepner was an underdog in the fight, expected to lose to the formidable Ali, but he surprised everyone by lasting 15 rounds. Although Wepner ultimately lost, his courage and determination to stay in the ring left a lasting impression on Stallone. Inspired by this underdog story, Stallone went home and wrote the first draft of what would become the screenplay for Rocky in just 3 days. The story of Rocky Balboa, a down-and-out boxer who gets a shot at greatness, mirrored Stallone's struggles and dreams of success. He poured his heart into the script, infusing it with all the grit, desperation, and hope that he felt in his own life. The struggle to sell the script, sticking to his dream. After completing the screenplay, Stallone started shopping it around with various producers. While many were interested in the script itself, they were not interested in him playing the lead role. Stallone was adamant that he was the only person who could play Rocky, even though he was still a relatively unknown actor with a poor track record in the industry. He received numerous offers, some going as high as $350,000 for the script, which was a huge sum for someone in his financial condition. Yet Stallone turned them all down because they wouldn't agree to let him star in the film. He was risking everything, holding onto his belief that this was his shot, not just to get his story out there, but to live it himself. Stallone's determination finally paid off when producers Irwin Winkler and Robert Chardoff agreed to let him play Rocky, but only with a much lower budget of $1 million. It was a gamble for all involved, but Stallone knew he had to take this chance. Creating Rocky, a low-budget miracle, with the limited budget, production was difficult. They didn't have the luxury of elaborate sets, high-end cameras, or expensive costumes. Most of the film was shot on location in Philadelphia using guerrilla filmmaking techniques. For example, the famous scene where Rocky runs up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art was done in a single take with a Steadicam. Stallone's passion for the project motivated everyone on set. The cast and crew worked long hours, often going beyond their limits because they believed in the story Stallone was telling. Even the dog featured in the movie, Butkus, was Stallone's dog, the same one he had sold and later bought back after receiving his advance for the script. Despite the challenges and compromises, Stallone never lost sight of his vision. He was creating a story about resilience, the human spirit, and the will to fight no matter the odds, a story that echoed his own life. The release and phenomenal success of Rocky, When Rocky was released in 1976, no one expected it to be a massive hit, but the film struck a chord with audiences around the world. It became a symbol of hope and perseverance, especially for those who saw themselves as underdogs. The movie's emotional storyline, coupled with Stallone's raw performance, turned it into a box office sensation. Rocky was not just a success, it was a cultural phenomenon. The film grossed over $225 million worldwide and went on to win 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Film Editing. Stallone was also nominated for Best Actor and Best Original Screenplay, cementing his place in Hollywood. The character of Rocky Balboa became an iconic representation of the American dream that with enough hard work, grit, and determination, anyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve greatness. Stallone went from a struggling actor to one of the biggest stars in the industry, all because he believed in himself and refused to let anyone else define his worth. Overcoming criticism and continued success. Even after the success of Rocky, Stallone faced criticism from some in the film industry who thought he was a one-hit wonder, but he continued to defy expectations by turning Rocky into a franchise, creating multiple sequels that were also commercially successful. He went on to write and star in another iconic film series, Rambo, which further solidified his status as an action star. Stallone's career wasn't without its ups and downs, and he faced more failures in the years to come. Yet he never stopped pushing himself, always ready to take risks and step into roles that would challenge him as both an actor and a filmmaker. He became a symbol of resilience, a man who faced rejection and criticism but always came back stronger. The legacy of Stallone's journey. Today, Sylvester Stallone is celebrated not just as a Hollywood actor but as a cultural icon of determination and perseverance. His journey from being a rejected actor with $106 in his bank account to becoming a multimillionaire and a beloved star is a true testament to the power of self-belief. Stallone's story isn't just about the success of Rocky, it's about how he transformed his failures into his greatest opportunities. His resilience turned his struggles into stepping stones, his setbacks into setups for comebacks. He showed the world that true success doesn't come from the absence of failure, but from the refusal to give up. Lessons from Stallone's story. Sylvester's journey teaches us several valuable lessons. Believe in your vision. Stallone refused to sell his script without being cast as the lead. His belief in his ability to bring Rocky to life was so strong that he risked everything for that one chance. Persistence pays off. Stallone faced over 1,000 rejections before finding someone who believed in his script. His persistence in the face of repeated failure proves that success often comes to those who refuse to give up. Turn your pain into power. Stallone used the pain of his failures and disappointments as fuel to create something extraordinary. He turned his life's challenges into the inspiration behind one of the greatest underdog stories of all time. Stay true to your values. Even when he faced financial hardships, Stallone stayed true to his principles, turning down lucrative offers because they didn't align with his vision. Success followed because he remained authentic. Never stop fighting. Like Rocky, Stallone never stopped fighting, both in his career and in life. His resilience, determination, and willingness to keep getting back up are what ultimately led him to success. Conclusion: the true underdog story. Sylvester Stallone's rise to fame through Rocky is more than just a Hollywood success story. It's a tale of the human spirit and the triumph over adversity. It's a story about a man who had every reason to give up but chose to fight back instead. Stallone's journey reminds us all that life's battles are not always won by those who start strong, but by those who refuse to stop fighting. His story is an inspiration to everyone facing their struggles and setbacks. It's proof that when you dare to believe in yourself and have the determination to keep going, you can turn your biggest failures into your greatest successes. If you found Sylvester Stallone's story as inspiring as we did, please give this video a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What part of his journey resonates with you the most? Share your comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the Motivational for more powerful stories and insights. Remember, every journey to success begins with a single step. Thanks for watching. Watch another video here to keep learning. And don't forget to subscribe for more content.